Hello guys, this is Joyka from Friendly Automate. So today is a big day. We're gonna install Mautic 4 and I'm gonna show you how easy it is. This video is connected with a blog post. So go to my website to joykalek.com and there are all the commands you need to use to make your Mautic 4 installation successful. So let's begin. Let's get started. So first we're gonna set up our environment, and I'm gonna start it with choosing where I am. So in my case it's Switzerland, and we will install the prerequisites. So we're gonna start with installing PHP. Okay, I'm gonna move this guy here. It's gonna take a minute. Okay, we are all good. So let's install all the PHP dependencies. These are all the packages in PHP which Mautic will use for running. See, all nice mods are being installed. Very cool. Oh, good. Now we need the database, and I'm gonna install MariaDB 10.5, and I will do it from the official repository. So as you can see, I'm going for the Ubuntu Bionic main because I'm using Ubuntu 18.04. Okay, let's update. And then we install the MariaDB server. Okay, very cool. Now, this is a fresh install. I don't have any websites or whatsoever. All I have is I have a domain pointed at this server. So I will create a new Apache entry, and I will add this virtual host. So here by your site you will have to add, in my case I think it's m4.friendlyautomate.com. You can do yours. Oh, sorry, that's actually the name. So server name, this we don't need, and we don't need server admin either. So it's gonna sit in my var www.html Mautic directory. Cool. Now let's make sure that this is active, and let's make sure that we are using Module right. Done. Now we have to tweak a little bit the settings. So I'm going to show you how I usually tweak the settings. So first of all, we have to check if URL file open is allowed. I use nano, so I do Ctrl W for searching, like where is it? File uploads should be on. That's on as a default. Then we do allow URL f open, which is also on. Then check for short open tag. One more, it's here, it was off, so we set that as on. And then we do upload maximum file size. This is needed for images. I usually set it for 200. You can do other as well. Maximum execution time, don't set it too high. I set it to 300, which is 5 minutes. I think you are okay with like 120. I like to set it higher, but it can also cause problems because it can have, you know, very long runtime for your files, and that can lead to errors if they are getting out of control. Post max size, I usually set this to 200 as well, but you can set for 64 if you want. That's for uploading the assets. So this is actually what the asset size is. And I will also set the date time, the time zone for myself, because it gives you better stability in general if the time zones are aligned. Okay, this is really cool. We have now everything. Let's restart the Apache. We don't have the database set up yet, so we have to do that as well. First, we have to secure our installation. I don't have a root password, but you should set one up. I don't do this, and you should do a root password. I'm not going to do it now just for the installation, that it goes more smooth, but you should always set one. I usually remove the anonymous users, and I don't disallow the login remotely just because I have another layer of security. You can do that. For example, if you use Google Data Studio for getting more data out from Mautic, I suggest that you have it there. And I will remove the test database and flush all the privileges. Cool. So now let's restart our MariaMDB server. So let's stop it and start. Cool. Okay, now we can log in and create our database. So let me just do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna log in like this. It's faster. So let's create a user. I'm gonna give this password. Please don't try to hack my site. I will delete this whole installation anyway after the install. So let's grant the rights to this certain user. So I use Mautic user, and I think I haven't created the DB yet. So that was my mistake. Let's create the DB and make sure that we are giving the rights. Very cool. And I think we are done here. So let's try to log in. And you can see the database there. Okay, Mautic database there. All good. So actually we are ready to do the installation itself. So let's go out from here and go to our Mautic folder. So that will be var.w.html, and here we have only one file. So let's make Mautic folder. Okay, so we're gonna download the whole Mautic installation here. Let's log in and download 4.0. That goes really fast. All we have to do is we just have to unzip this one. Okay. Okay, let's see what we did. So we have everything in here. Let's remove the original file because we don't need it anymore. So before we go that, as you can see, I have everything is root. That's really not cool. I should have the ownership should be www data everywhere. So I'm just making sure that the file permissions are okay. And of course, I forgot to reload the Apache before, so I'm gonna do that now. Okay, now we can really head back to the browser. Very cool. It's already giving me a warning that my memory limit should be actually 512. Looks like I forgot to set it, so let's head back. And let's go back to our PHP settings to check the memory limit. I love that this tool actually, this installer actually tells me not to make mistakes. So let's go back to our Apache and let's look for the memory limit. Indeed, it's 128. I don't know how I missed it. It should be 512. Okay, so let's reload Apache as well. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see what it says now. Okay, now it's perfect. Your environment is ready to go. So this was Mautic DB. This was Mautic user. And we have here the password. What was my password? Very stupid password, like this. And then go to next step. So it's creating the database. It's going to take a little bit of time, if we would have installed MariaDB 10.1, we would have an error here saying that the column sizes are not okay. But luckily this is fine. So I'm just gonna have here, okay. Okay, and I have here my email. Next step. Okay, I will not set this up now because this is not scope of this installation, but I have a bunch of tutorials about SMTP setup. You should check those out. Right now I'm just going to go to the next. Okay, so let's see if we can log in. Okay, so we have a Mautic 4 installation running. It's very important. This tutorial doesn't cover the SSL. I might put it in the commands, but in the video I didn't do because I have another environment which already creates the SSL for me in this containerized version. But basically, this is how you set up Mautic 4 and in a command line environment. And good job. This is your first step being a real coder. See you next time. We also need to talk about the cron jobs. So the cron jobs are the heartbeat of your Mautic. The cron will periodically call certain scripts in your Mautic installation. What I usually do is, and this is working out for me really well already for years, I create a script here in user local bin and I call it Mautic crons. And I would fill up the following script there. I'll explain you exactly which step is what. It's pretty simple. So this is the place where I declared that the console is to be found here. This is compatible with Mautic 3 and 4. If you use Mautic 2, this should be apt, but please don't use Mautic 2 anymore. Then I check if there is anything in the spool folder, and this is because I'm using Q for sending emails. That means when an email is generated, it's placed into the spool folder, and then a separate command sends it on its way. But everything is collected in a spool folder. So what this if here does is that checks if anything is in the spool folder. If not, if the spool is empty, then it will execute all the essential Mautic cron tasks. So for example, creates the broadcast. This is very important if you time yours or schedule your newsletters for the future. It would rebuild your campaigns. It would do a segment update campaign trigger. It would do an import, send the webhooks, send the reports to you, and do the maintenance. Now here, these where I set the limit, these can run very long time if you have lots of segments, if you have lots of emails. So that's why I put a limit there. So this cron here should run in approximately 1 minute. If it runs in a longer time, just restrict those limits and take them a little bit down. So then broadcast send should be 20, 200, 500, 200. Like just scale it down. And if there's something in the spool, then we would do the send itself. And you should time this. Does this script finish in 1 minute? If yes, then you can run it every minute. That's what I'm usually doing. So I save this now, and then I open the cron tab. And in the cron tab, all I do is I just save my cron, the script here on the bottom, and time it that it runs every minute. And since this is running every minute, I have a really fast heartbeat on my Mautic. So it's working for me really fast, updating the campaigns in a timely fashion. So it's really cool. You just have to make sure you have the resources to do it. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions regarding this topic, head to my website or go to the Mautic forums. I will try to answer your questions as soon as possible. Thanks for watching and see you in 2 weeks. Bye.